Good morning, and thanks for joining me today. Is Özden Yigit, Head of Human Resources at Bayer Middle East, is joining me. It is a pleasure to have you today, and we would definitely be interested to talk about different topics. But I would like to start by talking about culture diversity within your organization. Welcome, Özden. It's great to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
Let me start by asking you, the Middle East is quite a big region. How do you ensure that you're incorporating different cultures within the workplace?
You're right. We have 16 countries and more than 33 nationalities in our organization. So we are quite diverse, and we try to be inclusive as well, ensuring these diverse cultures, diverse personalities work together. And what I can say is that, first of all, we focus on employee experience first and first. Our leaders also focus on showing empathy and focusing on employee well-being. Why all these are important? When you do all these together, we bring diverse personalities, we allow people bring their true selves to the organization, and we achieve, diversity and inclusion. And all our policies also allow this to leverage this.
Is there let me jump a little bit about a topic that is confusing to me as you speak. Is there something called risk management of the employee experience, as in you have to weigh the risks of investing in the employees versus actually what you get out of it?
There is always risk in our business, actually. If we don't invest, if we don't focus on employee engagement, of course, we lose our talents. And when you lose your talents, it has also consequences related to business for sure. And what we do is that actually we really focus on employee engagement, and we really focus on employees' development, and not just in only one aspect, let's say coming from HR side, but also business side. What kind of training programs we provide from HR side and also from business side. How we also focus on career development of employees. How we provide fair opportunities to our employees. Do we empower our employees so that they decide on when and where to work? We are really pioneering in our flexible working arrangements policy, for example, which allows us to attract many talents. Because after COVID, as you may know, many companies went back to their regular working style. Almost 5 days, in a week in the office. We really leverage that our employees are empowered to achieve, and they can decide on when and where to work. When you provide all this flexibility and focus on employee engagement, I believe you also manage the risk of slight risk of our talents. I believe that is also a recipe of success.
What happens after that? After you do these investments, you include different cultures, you put your heart out there. What are the results that you see?
First of all, it is never done. We can never ever say that it's done, right? It's a continuous improvement process. We continue to listen. We continue to act on our ambition. We continue to act on feedback. What happens is that, of course, we have more engaged employees. Let me give you a specific example. Every year, twice in a year, we do our employee voice survey. This is to ensure we have open communication between employees and leadership, and to learn what our employees think about their well-being, our policies, practices, and what we can improve. And first of all, as Middle East, we have the highest participation rate across all Bayer organizations, 96.6% participation rate. Plus our also engagement rate is high, much higher than many organizations. It's 4.1 out of 5. And what does this mean? This means that all our practices, efforts mean something, and they see that we are working for them. And it means that our employees are engaged. But I said it is never done. We need to continue. We cannot say that we are done, okay, we stop doing things. No, we continue to leverage, we continue to act on employees' feedback and come up with more and more initiatives, employee-focused policies.
Right. It's interesting that you're saying it's never done, because sometimes people think that they're doing enough. Let's go back to the whole culture then. How do you design an employee engagement program that actually suits different cultures?
Very good question, actually. First of all, we need to check the demographics and also diversity in the organization, in terms of nationalities, in terms of gender, maybe in terms of ethnic backgrounds, in terms of generations, right? And also we need to embed these into our talent management processes. It starts with recruitment, for example. What kind of job ads I use, what kind of words I use so that I attract talents internally or externally when I post a position, right? It starts with recruitment. If I couldn't engage my employees or candidates externally, starting from recruitment, then I may not continue. So we have a great job posting process that even the words, even the phrases that we used can be shaped depending on our needs. Like if I want to focus on hiring more females, then definitely I need to select my words accordingly. I need to customize also my job posting accordingly, emphasizing certain aspects relevant to them. Like we are pioneering in our maternity and paternity leaves beyond industry benchmark at Bayer Middle East. Obviously, I need to emphasize this so that, I can attract also especially female talents. This is related to recruitment parts, by the way. I mean, if I continue with the others, how I develop my talents, how I create succession plans for key positions, including diverse talents as well. Am I focusing on only one specific background, or am I including different backgrounds? So it actually lies into embedding inclusion and diversity aspects into our talent management processes and also into our conversations, daily conversations. It's not something, over there and then, we bring it back, but how we leverage it on a daily basis.
How then can you, because there's a lot of topic about technology, how can you incorporate technology in all of this in a region like this?
Very, very good question. Digitalization actually helped us a lot, not only in HR, but I believe as a company. When we ensure collaboration through digital platforms, first of all, it gives flexibility to people. Like, for example, we have digital onboarding for people leaders and also for all our employees. Previously, in the good old days, they were, presenting everything. People were coming to the office. We were giving them, a pile of documents. This is the policies and all that stuff. Right now, things change. Everything is virtual. Everything is even recorded that, we share with them in a recorded, customized, structured way. And then our employees decide when and where to finalize their onboarding programs. And they learn through digital collaboration, actually, not just physically being in the office. It helped us a lot, actually. It helped us a lot also from the sustainability perspective that we have much less archiving at HR side. And also, they are hand in hand. These are all linked to each other because we have flexible working arrangements policy so that it is also aligned with digitalization. They go hand in hand.
They go hand in hand. And then let me bring in the last aspect, which is leadership. How do you explain to your leaders that, to the leaders of the company, that this is what they have to do because you're doing with different cultures? Is that how you explain it to them? Or you explain it to them as in, this is the world now, let's just move forward?
I think it starts with them because we have diverse leadership teams actually across divisions and also as country leadership team. When they are diverse, it's quite easy to explain them because they also bring their diversity to the table, different perspectives. And it's the purpose of leadership team, right? To reflect the organization's diversity, different perspectives and backgrounds. So it's not just, I have to say that HR says so. No, many times I'm proud that they acknowledge many changes need to happen for the benefit of employees. They show the empathy, actually. Many positive discussions take place in our leadership teams to support our employees.
Right. I was just reading before a meeting, someone posting a list of things that leaders are supposed to do, and the person was joking about it and saying how many of us actually go through this list. So I understand they come from a diverse background, but is there a challenge that they face in implementing some of these new some of the new employee experiences that you perhaps are suggesting?
There are always challenges, actually. Time is one of them, always prioritization, many things happening at the same time. The world is changing rapidly, that, priorities change. So I have to admit that sometimes time is the biggest challenge. And we are trying to achieve many things at the same time so that, for this group, this policy is the priority. For that group, that policy is the priority. So sometimes prioritization, managing all these together becomes a challenge, I have to admit.
Is there anything else you would like to add in terms of the topic of having an employee experience within different diverse cultures?
This topic is something that, we can talk till from morning till evening, I guess. But what I say is that, and I mentioned this sincerely, that it's never done. So you can consider that you have a garden and you need to take care of your garden all the time. You cannot say that, okay, it's done right now, it looks perfect, and I leave right now and I will come back 2 months later and the garden will stay as it is. It's not like that, right? We need to water, we need to check the soil, we need to check the leaves and everything. So diversity, equity, inclusion topics are like this. We all need to be hands-on and we all need to consider it a priority. And as said, we need to embed it to our company policies, talent management practices, and day-to-day conversations. One thing that I always say that, we started changing conversations. When we change the conversations, we change the behaviors. And when we change the behaviors, we start to change the culture of the organization, because culture is some of all our repetitive behaviors. So that's why all these topics to be on table and we continue to discuss, and it's never done.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Özden. It was a great pleasure to speak with you, and I hope we'll meet again.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.